Hey everyone, welcome to the Wrestling Experience.
Where we tried to do draft predictions this episode, but we're sad because they'll never be as good as the ones R-Truth had up on Monday Night Raw this past week.
I saw his list and I was like, all right, let's just pack it in, boys. Let's not even record this video. But hey, we're gonna try. You
We're
know,
gonna try, yeah. It's not gonna be as good as R-Truth's. No, not even close.
that's
That
it.
was masterful booking by R-Truth there.
Beautiful. I'm Jas.
And I'm Gianni.
So you're gonna notice that for my name, you have the Raw logo and Gianni's is a SmackDown logo. No, we are not the GMs for Raw and SmackDown. What we're going to do
In our
is
dreams, we are.
there you go, when we're booking matches and stories. So what we are going to do is that we're going to predict what we think is going to happen on SmackDown and then on Raw. So we're going to start with our picks for SmackDown. We're going to list 5 or 6 superstars, and I guess we'll see if we agree on something. I don't know what your list is, and I guess you don't know what my list is either. So it should be interesting to see who we got going and if we have any sort of similarities and reasoning behind that. So do you want to start first on who you think is going to be going on SmackDown? Could be 5, 6 wrestlers. Could be from NXT. Could be from Raw. I mean, obviously from NXT and Raw.
I have a list of 5 superstars from Raw. 6 actually.
Okay.
And I have an extra NXT person. Should I just list them all, or should I just give you one and see what you think?
No, list them all, and then I'm gonna list mine as well, and then we're gonna see what we came up with at the end.
Okay, fair enough. I have Andrade, Ricochet, Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, Billie Kay, and my surprise sleeper pick is Jinder Mahal is going to make his return and get drafted to SmackDown.
Don't hinder Jinder, that Punjabi
Never.
playboy, my
Never.
blood, my people, right? Because I guess if people didn't know, Jinder and I are the same people.
Of course. And
so-
I have no insider information about Jinder. I don't even know if he's ready to come back. I'm not sure if he's injured. This could be the most incorrect of all my picks.
No, but Johnny, this is insane because you mentioned Andrade, Ricochet, and Kevin Owens, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Because I also have those 3 guys going to SmackDown.
Should have went first, man.
And you said Billie Kay, right?
Yeah, I said Billie Kay. Let me guess. You're Peyton Royce.
I'm Peyton Royce. I said
Oh
Peyton
my
Royce, and the thing is, my reasoning behind it is that I added another woman. I added Mickie James, and the reason why I added another one because I noticed that Raw has twice as many women that SmackDown does, and I feel like for Bayley and Sasha, like they got their whole thing going on, but after that, it kind of just dwindles down. Like Naomi recently went through surgery, so we don't know how long she's gonna be, out for. And SmackDown is kind of in a need of like just face women. So I feel like Mickie James is a workhorse, and she can go there and put on some great matches. Peyton Royce, we've been hearing rumors that Vince really likes her look and everything, and he really wants to give her a push. So I think that SmackDown will be a great place for her. And let's not forget though, with the return of Carmella, who's clearly healing it up, you need more faces on SmackDown. So that's why I said Mickie James, and I also said Keith Lee.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I think that Keith Lee is going to be the next Intercontinental Champion. I feel like Keith Lee is going to go after Sami Zayn. I think that would be
No.
amazing.
Leave Sami Zayn alone. Yeah, it probably would be amazing, but leave Sami Zayn alone. He has to have a wonderful title reign that should not end anytime soon. So I do think Mickie James is an interesting pick. And you know what? Peyton Royce might be the correct pick because I do feel like one of the Iconics was going. I just chose randomly, but Peyton Royce seems to be the more correct pick because according to what you said, maybe they see more potential in her and they're going to push her. And who's going to be a good heel opponent for the new face women's champion, Sasha Banks? Because we expect that to be a thing soon.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton Royce could be a good challenger for that. And you're right. A face in the women's division would be great for SmackDown. I don't know if that whole 2/3 of the roster, they get 2/3 of the pick. Raw gets 2/3 of the pick because they're 3 hours. I don't know if that's still a thing.
That's true.
So I'm not considering that. And there's probably going to be more picks than like 5. And there's going to be, of course, the picks that are not featured on the episodes that are just going to be like, you're going to see a tweet, oh, this person's drafted to Raw, or they're just going to appear on the episode, say, oh, yeah, they were drafted in the post-draft conference thing. They traded 3 goats for this superstar. And yeah.
But so very, very surprising that you don't have anyone from NXT going. So is it because
I have a separate NXT category?
Okay, so what's your separate NXT category?
Well, I only put I have one pick for the SmackDown, and it's a double pick. It's the Garganos. I think the power couple's going to SmackDown.
Hey, that's cool. All right, I can see that happening, and I think that would be actually a good place for them because again, with Candice LeRae, you would add another women into that division, just injecting like some amazing wrestlings right into their right into their division, and obviously I think with Johnny Gargano, he would be in the land of I guess of wrestling where you have Daniel Bryan, you have. I was gonna say AJ Styles, but I guess spoilers. I have AJ Styles going to Raw, but you also have Matt Riddle, and if Keith Lee is there, I think we could see some amazing stuff with Johnny Gargano going there. So I think it was great picks, but I do want to kind of jump in very quickly before we go to Raw. Why is it that the both of us picked Kevin Owens, Ricochet, and Andrade?
Well, Andrade seemed like he's gonna be turning over a new leaf. He's not with Zelina. Angel got injured. It makes sense. I kind of felt like he was going to go to SmackDown before that happened, and I just feel like those things just literally solidified the fact that he's going to go there. Ricochet, I kind of felt like Raw was his swan song in a little bit, so I kind of picked him. And for Kevin Owens, I just feel like he's not doing anything. So I feel like he's just going to go to SmackDown to change it up, and Aleister Black's going to follow him so they continue their feud for no reason.
That's a really good point. I forgot that you actually had selected Aleister Black as well. So I guess for me, it's pretty much Control-C, Control-V of what you said. I think for me, Andrade, it makes sense because, yes, he's not with Angel anymore, it seems, and he doesn't seem to be with Zelina. So it just makes sense for me to kind of move him to SmackDown, for him to start fresh, and to kind of show us what he was all about in NXT. I'm not saying that like what he did on Raw was not great enough or good enough. I just kind of want him to go back to being a single superstar and kind of just show what he's all about. And
the fact that he got squashed pretty much by Keith Lee kind of says, okay, we'll just move him to another show. Because I had thought about putting Zelina Vega in this spot instead of Andrade. But I kind of just decided with Zelina staying on Raw and Andrade going to SmackDown.
No, it's a fair point. And for me, for Kevin Owens, I think that Kevin Owens and Bray Wyatt, I just don't see the feud kind of stopping just on SmackDown this Friday. I think that something is going to happen. I feel like we might even get a Hell in a Cell match. He mentioned Alexa Bliss. Maybe Alexa Bliss is going to do something, intervene. So I don't think that this is a one-off thing where Kevin Owens just goes on SmackDown 1 week. I think that this is signs of more things to come. So it kind of made sense. And as for Ricochet, I just think that Ricochet kind of needs a change of scenery. I feel like, while he may have some unfinished business with the Hurt Business, I would say not really, because the Hurt Business has kind of gotten the best of Ricochet, Apollo.
Here's what I see kind of happening. I feel like Ricochet kind of like he got destroyed by the Hurt Business, and the Hurt Business moving on to Retribution. I feel like he moves to SmackDown, and Apollo stays and maybe joins the Hurt Business because they're going to probably be booked as the faces now against Retribution. So that might even the odds because there's 3 male members of Retribution plus now Mustafa, and then there's only 3 members of the Hurt Business. Well, actually, there's 4, but we didn't see Cedric. Maybe they need Apollo to fill in. I'm not sure what's going on.
That's fair. Now, here's the thing. So obviously, there's going to be a number 1 pick. So at first, I was really worried because I was like, okay, but like Kevin Owens is a great wrestler. He should be in the main event scene, but is he really a number 1 pick for SmackDown? This is why I put Keith Lee. I think Keith Lee going to SmackDown is going to be huge. I really feel like SmackDown is going to draft Keith Lee number 1, unless they kind of go big time and they pick, let's say, Randy Orton or Seth Rollins. But I just don't see Seth Rollins kind of leaving the story that they've got going on, and I feel like Randy Orton as well. Like I don't know. Like I feel like Keith Lee seems like a deserving number 1 draft pick for SmackDown,
even over Jinder.
I'm sorry. You know what? Like I said, I love my countryman Jinder. But you gotta give props to Keith Lee.
Now, before we move to Raw, do you actually think? Because I don't think this draft's gonna have any like huge consequences. Like we're gonna have the Usos go to Raw, but they're still gonna be in the main event of SmackDown for Hell in a Cell, or like Drew McIntyre, or they're gonna do like Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns flip flop to different brands and we swap titles.
No.
Like I don't think something major like that is going to happen. And the fact that those matches are set in stone for the pay-per-view means like those guys are pretty much locked into their brands and are not going to move.
Exactly. I mean, but then again, you never know with the WWE. It might be like a transitionary thing where they're doing the draft and they can kind of switch, but then whatever happens at Hell in a Cell still is valid. So,
but then it kind of spoils it because I feel like this happened at the last draft where it's like, okay, now
Absolutely.
this guy is on this brand, but he's competing for the other brand's title, so he's not winning.
Absolutely. That's a fair point. So we're going to go to Raw now. So that's going to be next Monday, day 2 of the draft. I will start first since you went with SmackDown. I have AJ Styles, Braun Strowman, and a very obvious choice in my opinion, John Morrison, Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, and Lacey Evans.
I like the Lacey Evans pick. Interesting.
So so for me, I don't have anyone from NXT going to SmackDown. I have the same people that you have, however, Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, but going to Raw.
Perfect. So if they do get called up, one of us will be right. Therefore, we're credible enough.
Exactly. Who do you got?
I have some similar picks too. Braun Strowman, AJ Styles are similar picks. What are you going to do? Braun Strowman feels more telegraphed than any of the picks that we've been speculating on. AJ Styles, because he doesn't like Paul Heyman for whatever reason.
Obviously.
I don't think that's actually the reason, but I feel like he's going to get moved over. He kind of got ejected from the Intercontinental title scene, and I think he would be a good challenger for Drew McIntyre because I don't think Drew McIntyre is losing.
I freaking love that.
I don't think Keith Lee's going to SmackDown because Braun Strowman's coming to Raw, and I feel like that isn't absolutely not over, but who knows?
I
had Jeff Hardy as a pick because everybody likes Jeff Hardy, and he's going to be a great addition to Raw, and a lot of his good moments were on Raw, so maybe he wants to have a nice run on Raw. I put Sheamus because I feel like I kind of had Sheamus / King Corbin, one of them switching, and I ended up settling on Sheamus. Just to get rid of some of the heels because SmackDown's got way too many heels that just do nothing.
You're so right, yeah.
I put Mustafa Ali because I saw on the WWE.com Superstar page that he's on SmackDown, so I just kind of put that as a joke because I don't think they even realize. I don't know what's correct, but I guess that one doesn't really count. And I also have Nikki Cross moving to Raw as a face for the women's division, and then my special NXT pick is Tommaso Ciampa to Raw.
Wow. Okay, cool. So let's kind of break that down. The reason why I picked AJ Styles and John Morrison is because of the way that both of them lost on SmackDown
That's a good point.
last
The Morrison thing, but I didn't see breaking up Miz and Morrison. That's the thing. Like they're still involved in that storyline, but I would like to see John Morrison.
But it could be a thing where John Morrison goes to Raw and then he causes a rift between Mandy and Otis. You know what I mean? I don't know. Point. It could be something, but it could be nothing as well. AJ Styles also, again, with the way that he lost, it kind of felt that he kind of got shooed away from the IC title scene, but also, his history with Paul Heyman. Braun Strowman makes sense because of the way that it was telegraphed. You are right, though, with him and Keith Lee. But again, it could also be a thing where Keith Lee goes to SmackDown, Braun Strowman goes to Raw, but both of them kind of still want to face each other. So it could be a thing where Braun Strowman shows up on SmackDown or Keith Lee shows up on Raw, and they have a match at Hell in a Cell.
Adam Pearce is going to be stuck making exhibitions every week now.
And for me...
Two times a week on Raw and SmackDown, exhibition matches.
Exactly.
And then countouts.
Yeah, but the other thing is that you are totally right. I could see Sheamus going. I could see Baron Corbin going as well because there's an influx of heels on SmackDown. So I did not think about that, but I did add John Morrison to that because I feel like now's the time for him to really get that singles run. I'm so down to see John Morrison, man, because he looks so good at his age now than he did back then. And it just kind of amazes me.
Drew McIntyre too. Right?
Absolutely, man. We're just booking everyone to face Drew McIntyre, even Lacey Evans.
Yeah, have her face Drew McIntyre. I don't think he can handle the women's right, but it does kind of make sense. Like the whole Otis and Miz and Morrison segment's going to blow over this week, I guess, when Otis represents himself in court.
Yeah.
There's already kind of some issues between Miz and Morrison because Miz apparently only put his name on the contract, therefore making him the Money in the Bank guy.
That's another fair point. Yeah.
So maybe it all blows over. Miz gets destroyed. Otis keeps his briefcase, and then Morrison moves on.
People don't give you enough credit. You are such a nice guy that you're defending my picks. I said John Morrison, and I don't even have to explain because you just kind of took the words out of my mouth. You're such a great guy.
Thank you. I do. You bring up some perspectives I did not think about, and I like the possibilities. So if anything, I should be thanking you.
Oh, well, all right. Well, the pleasure.
Such a wholesome episode today.
Seriously, I love you, man. So,
what's going on?
So again, and for me with Lacey Evans, I just think that I I kind of debated between Nikki Cross and Lacey Evans actually, but I think that with Bianca Belair, I think that she could kind of be that face on Monday Night Raw, and I feel like before she kind of gets there, however, Asuka really needs a challenger, and I think that Lacey Evans could be that challenger. That's the only reason why I kind of moved Lacey Evans to Raw, because I felt that it kind of made sense for Lacey Evans to be kind of next in line. Not even next in line, but she kind of makes her way. She kind of skips in line and she kind of gets in. That's kind of Lacey's character.
That's a typical Lacey Evans move there, yeah.
So
just gets drafted to a new brand, is injected into the title scene right away.
There you go, Charlotte Light,
Shot straight up.
So, and for me again with Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano, it just kind of makes sense for me to see the whole Gargano way on Monday Night Raw. I feel like they have 3 hours of that. I feel like it would be really easy for them to kind of fill those segments on Monday Night Raw, and for it to kind of feel right at home. And we can still get some amazing matches with Johnny Gargano, maybe with AJ Styles, with Drew McIntyre. I just think that it could be really, really interesting. But no matter what, I feel like we're going to be wrong on so many of these picks. But I do have a good feeling about Kevin Owens, Andrade, and Ricochet. The fact that we got those, and even AJ Styles.
Get one right. At least one we have to get right. If none of these names that were mentioned,
shut this channel down.
Just end it. Just end it.
Yeah. So
this is the hardest thing to predict. I never know what's going to happen, and that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, so for the viewers that kind of stuck with us and made to the end of the video, we'll do a quick recap. So for Raw, I have AJ Styles, John Morrison, Braun Strowman, Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, and Lacey Evans. And Gianni, you have who?
Braun Strowman and AJ Styles is what we have in common. Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, Nikki Cross, and Tommaso Ciampa.
Great choices, man. Ciampa on Raw, I can definitely see that. And now that I think about it, I'm like, man, how come I didn't even think about Ciampa? He's not doing anything in NXT right now, so it's perfect for Ciampa. So I think you might actually get that one. But going to SmackDown this Friday night, as you guys are going to see, I predict Kevin Owens, Ricochet, Andrade, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, and Keith Lee as the #1 pick.
Interesting. So Andrade, Ricochet, and Kevin Owens we have in common.
Yeah.
I switched Peyton Royce with Billie Kay. Kind of the same thing, I guess. Both former Iconics. And then I had Aleister Black and the surprise sleeper Jinder Mahal coming in out of nowhere. That's totally not happening. I just put it in there because I wanted. It was a meme pick.
I thought about it because I basically went on the list of like Raw superstars, and I'm like, oh cool, like Jinder's there, and he might be back, but we don't really know.
Same thing.
Like we don't really know what's going on.
I was surprised by what I saw, like the Forgotten Sons. Wow, they're really living up to their gimmick, and Lars Sullivan on those. I was like, what? Who the?
Yeah. Who are they? But yeah,
who are these guys?
So that was our prediction video. Make sure to leave a comment and tell us how wrong we are, or
make fun of us. Tell us we have no clue what we're talking about.
And if you do agree with us, like the video, or even if you don't agree with us, like the video still. You can also subscribe to our channel if you do enjoy our content. And if you do listen to us in audio format, you can find us anywhere where you listen to your podcast. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Man, I can't wait to get some very insightful and constructive comments like the ones we were giving each other about our picks. Like just very nice, polite.
Okay.
Good suggestions, good ideas, guys.
Yeah, high five. And I'm just going to end it like that. High five.